Hey guys, welcome back to Brian's Train Room. Today we're exploring another one of the dealer display catalogs, some of them which I've highlighted on this channel before. So if you enjoy dealer display catalogs, check out some of the ones that we've done. There's been some incredible ones, and I'm kind of working on getting the whole slew of them throughout the post-war years. There is some absolutely incredible stuff in those catalogs. Today, we're hitting up 1948. So right here, I have a 1948 consumer catalog. Really cool stuff. Remember, Lionel was really just starting to churn out some incredible post-war trains. Of course, they needed something to help those dealers just put all that in front of their new customers. And so what I have today is an absolutely gorgeous 1948 dealer display catalog, and we're going to explore that coming your way.
Did you ever see a boy's eyes light up like a Christmas tree? You will if he gets Lionel trains for Christmas.
Okay, so again, this is the 1948 consumer catalog, and again, you can see this incredible display with the a turbine heading right at you, a couple cool passenger cars, just a lot going on here too, and they introduced some incredible engines, and it's just a beautiful catalog. But before the consumer catalog, which came out in late summer or beginning of the fall, you had the sort of advanced catalog from 48, and then around the same time came this catalog right here, which is the dealer display and price list catalog for 1948. Now, the reason this catalog came out in the spring is because this is sort of showing, hey, this is what's coming. This is kind of that first foray into, hey, 1948, we got some great stuff, and we're also going to want you to order or purchase some things to help with the sales of these. So let's take a look at this. So it's a nice bright red cover. It says Lionel Price List 1948, Trains and Accessories, Construction Kits, and Lionel Dealer Displays. Very important here, as always. They're very specific about how they go over things. Effective August 1st, 1948. So these prices cancel all prices appearing in previous Lionel catalogs, literature, and price lists. All prices are subject to change without notice, okay? All right, so again, this catalog came out, I guess probably late spring, early summer, saying, hey, effective August 1st, this is the pricing starting here. So, and then Lionel Corporation. So this is really cool. So we're gonna open up into the first page. Now the first page, very similar to the 1947 catalog or dealer display catalog, starts off with a Lionel retail price list. Okay, and the reason they have this in here is that Lionel still had to kind of let its dealers know what things are going to cost. Okay, all right, and also what's cool about it, it shows the shipping rate, the shipping weight. So it starts off with, say, some of the Scout train sets, okay, the 111, which has a list price of $15.95. 6 of them come to a package, pretty cool, okay? And then they had some of the O-gauge sets. So this is the electronic set, which is a 4110WS, and for $199.95. 1 or 2 of them are packed to a case, and they weigh 22 pounds. That's really fantastic, and that's what's in here, but it also shows the cost of those items all the way around. Same thing, your SP pellets, they're $1 each. You get 24 of them to a pack. And the accessories, replacement, everything here. Now, in the price list, the other way it will list it will also be a numerical price list where it will actually show everything starting with the A transformer all the way to a 6025 LTS, which is a loco and tender for $27.50. Okay, so in other words, if you need to look for something and you know the number, it's easier, or the first page has it broken down into the sets, 027, O-gauge, accessories, and then the construction sets, so which is really cool. So that's the first 2 pages of this catalog, which is really great. So as we turn the page here, it starts getting into the displays that were available for 1948. And again, you may recognize this if you watch the 1947 dealer display catalog, because this is a repeat through here, okay? These two pages are essentially something that was available also in 1947. And this is a three-dimensional Lionel display. Now, it's priced low, less than cost, to enable you to display Lionel trains better, okay? All right, and this is basically a really cool display. It's huge, all right? It's got this sort of 671, which is a turbine, which is almost made out of like a paper mache, and it shakes and moves around. You've got this sort of station, a caboose, and it says Lionel trains across the top. Absolutely just fantastic display. And this is called the LT5, okay? All right, now remember, it says this spectacular display is 15 feet long, 48 inches high, and 14 inches deep. It's impressive. It is absolutely cool. Now it's priced at just this part, which is an operating kind of moving display silhouette, was priced for $250. Now, $250 was the equivalent today of $3,000. So someone would have said, hey, I'm going to display these trains, but I'm making an investment of $3,000 just for this part of the display. Now, here's how it looks when it's all set up. So what they'll do is, you see all this cabinetry. They want you to set up a full Lionel sort of storefront or store display with all these cabinets where you have trains here, and you got stock, and then you've got a display cabinet you bring up for people to buy. It says the blueprints of this fixture from Lionel without charge. In other words, they'll send you the blueprints to build all this, and then these are the display pieces you buy. The first is that LT5, and then the other is on either side, it's got these murals. Okay, now in 1947, if you remember, and please watch it if you haven't, they call these co-murals, okay, which is basically a term that means it was more of a term that meant commercial mural. But in this case, they just kind of simplified it and said, hey, this is just a mural. All right, these are 40 by 90, and then another, so I mean, these are huge, 40 by 90, they're huge, and you get this, and then you can sort of put them on either side, and you do one on each side. Now, each of these murals costs $6 a set, okay? So this was a no-brainer, and you don't ever see these. These are really, really tough to come by. I want to see one of these in person. When I do, I will find one and I will show it to you. It is absolutely fantastic. These are in full color, and then you spot them from across the floor. They're big and exciting, wonderful panels you put on each side of this action display, the LT5. Again, this was sort of available in 1947. They modified it just a little bit what was available for 1948. This is absolutely super cool. So as we turn the page here to the next, then we start getting into some really interesting pieces that are just a lot of fun. The first is the Lionel display number 10M. All right, and I've done one on the 10M before because it had its own little flyer. You gotta watch that later on too. So complete with trains, tracks, and accessories. So in other words, this comes with a lot of stuff, okay? The display measures 29.5 inches high, 37.25 inches deep, and 59.75 inches wide. The base is furnished with vivid green imitation grass. Now, dealer price of $177. Again, that's very equivalent to almost $2,300. So what did you get for your $2,300? More than just the display. Now, here's the thing. You did get trains with this, means the merchandise at list price was over $242 just by itself. The dealer net cost of $147, and dealer display was this. So basically, you're paying $177 and getting all this stuff, which is great. Now, here's the merchandise assortment furnished with this display. You get a Scout set, you got a 1423W, you got a 1425B, you got a 1427WS, and you got a 1449WS 5-car freight set with smoke and built-in whistle. okay? That's this guy down here at the bottom. So everything you see in this picture, you got with it. This is a high value item for $177, okay? These displays you can actually find. The board's harder to find than the display, but it's so super cool. I love this. This is really, really cool. And again, became available in 1948, okay? Now, right below it, it shows the new Lionel lamp assortment number 122. So again, this is another sort of shelf or on the counter display item. And it says each lamp box tells specifically for which loco or car the lamp is intended, okay? That's written on the box and also written on this sort of how to use the lamps. Now, what did you get with this? You got a little bit of everything, okay? You got multiples of lamps such as the 27-3, the 151-51, the 408-45, and the Q90. So again, it was an assortment. And again, this is what dealers needed to be able to sort of flush out all the stuff that everybody needed to work their layout. Just so incredibly cool. Two really great pieces. All right, so now we're getting to the posters, and this is just so cool. So this is a complete set of color posters and streamers for $1, okay? So you get a full color poster, which is 3 feet by 6 feet, which is this one right here, okay? This is a really cool poster, especially seeing this in person. It's full color. It says Lionel Trains, Puff, Smoke, and Whistle, and it has this beautiful train coming across and one coming through underneath. Absolutely cool. It says this large 3 by 6 poster is ideal for store background or for a window. It is silk screened in full color and makes a full, exciting display. Can be used separately or in conjunction with the smaller streamers featured below. This big poster, together with the 4 color streamers ready to be mounted, will be sent to you for $1. This is far less than actual cost. That is so cool. $1. And you got this, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4 really cool streamers. Now, the streamers are colorful, and each of them is 6 inches by 21 inches, okay? All right, these small streamers are perfect for on-the-window use to call attention to the fact that you have the new Lionel train and construction sets. Or they can be mounted on cardboard and placed on counter ledges within the store. That is super cool. Again, just send $1 and say, send posters. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put something in the mail today that says send posters $1, and well, let's see what happens. I'm not terribly encouraged, but if this came in the mail, I would be ecstatic. This is absolutely fantastic. And again, Lionel's really starting to figure out what's the best way to market trains, and for $1, they knew these were going to make it to dealers, and that was going to help sell more trains. Now, of course, Lionel didn't just have trains. One of the things that they were really hawking in the early years were these construction sets. So this is 5 wonderful new Lionel construction sets, okay? So, new in design. They make all other types old-fashioned. Of course, they're talking about, you know, the other version or the other construction sets, but say, hey, ours are better, okay? And it shows all the construction sets that you can get, kind of trying to charge up the dealers and make sure they ordered these for the new season. The 121, the 232, the big 565, which again sold for $27.95. I mean, that was a $500 construction set. That's insane, but it's really super cool. I love that too. That's incredible with that big wooden case and all the stuff that comes with it. And you could have the little motor, the 444M, which is really kind of cool. Love that. Again, if you're into the construction sets, this is a catalog to have because it just shows everything so incredibly. And then, of course, you got the back page of the catalog, okay? And again, talks a little bit more. Now, if you do have construction sets or sell the construction sets, this is actually really cool because you'll sell more Lionel construction kits with these 2 motorized counter displays. Now, these were specially priced at $5.25 each, and for display purposes, They're priced below the actual cost to actually assemble these. So what do you get? Each of them was $5.25, order by the number. So these operating models placed on your counter will do a magnificent selling job for your Lionel construction kits. Everyone will see in a jiffy how different and how much better Lionel construction kits are. So you've got a Loop O ride, which is a very unusual display piece, great attention, and it was 15 inches high with a 23 by 20 inch base, okay? And basically it was a loop-to-loop, almost kind of like a carnival ride made out of this. Now remember, these were ready, built, sent to you ready to go and display. That's what makes these so fascinating. All right, the other is the merry-go-round. Okay, so this is all ready to go, it's all set up, and it's a 502. So the 501 and the 502 were available in 1948 if you were selling construction sets. And for guys who collect these are like the thing you gotta have. Absolutely super cool. You could order both display models today, and then of course it finishes off the Lionel Corporation. Copyright 1948. Oh my gosh, this is a fascinating catalog. This is the 1948 dealer display and price list catalog. Hey guys, that's my video. Appreciate you listening and watching, and hope you enjoyed that. You know, it's been 1 year since I started this channel, and I have had so much fun sharing some of the rare, unusual, and oddball trains with you. And again, I hope you like them too. I love hearing the feedback from you. And hey, if you like some, give me a little checkbox. I always appreciate that. And by the way, tell your friends. If you've got a post-war Lionel collector that you know hasn't seen Brian's Train Room yet, it's time you kind of introduce them to me. Got some great stuff to show them, and guess what? There is way more coming your way. Now, I don't do these videos by myself. I have a number of friends and fellow collectors that have shared pieces, information, and all the things that I need to be able to try and put this thing together for you. And I thank them at the very end because I cannot do this without their help. So, hey, keep watching. Got some great stuff coming your way. And again, as always, thanks for joining me on Brian's Train Room.
Lionel Express, all aboard. Look at her streak along the rails. It's a Lionel.